to ensure that your health is still in its best state. Yoga cannot be left out when it comes to relaxation, physical activity, and generally keeping a balanced state of mind and body. Yoga helps you to relax but still stay healthy. Most nutritionists around the world believe that while 30% of good health comes from a regular and effective exercise routine, diet plays an important role in managing the other 70%. Keeping this in mind, let us check out some
Welcome to African Student Voices. We always inform to transform society, and the youth of Africa are really on the heart of this show to always find ways to transform our lives and make us the best of this continent. You know, agric is the backbone of the continent. You know, much of the revenue Africa contributes, our owns for itself, is contributed by agriculture. So why are we not doing our best to get the youth to do it? So today's show, we're looking at modernizing agriculture to attract the youth. The question is, what exactly is going on, or what have we not done in agric that the youth haven't noticed to rush into it? Today, I have my guest with me, and we're going to speak to it. Why are we not making it attractive for the youth? Don't go anywhere. You have to be involved. We'll be right back.
Accra Institute of Technology is a top-notch private university in Ghana. The university offers world-class bachelor's, master's, and PhD degree programs.
IT and management is one of the good courses I think we should offer these days, because I realized that on my years of experience on the IT field, I realized that IT guys find it very difficult to cope with the management aspect. And AIT is giving us the opportunity to do IT and management. We dive into what? Programming. I did HR. I did principal management, and all this one is giving me the opportunity to be able to communicate with my manager. So when we are talking about IT, I know that I'm talking about something technical, and I can also talk about management, which is also another dimension of corporate institution. So with all this, I think AIT is giving us a very nice opportunity.
We are AIT, the University of the Future.
African Student Voice on AAU TV, as we always say, that we want to inform you to transform. Today we're discussing modernizing agriculture in Africa to attract the youth. And with me in the studio is one of my favorite guests who've always been on the show. And the first man is Mr. Samuel Ogonkoya Adebayo, President of the National Association of Nigerian Students in Ghana. And I have with me the Women's Commissioner of the Private University Students Association of Ghana, Mrs. Rachel. But it's really important. Every youth out there watching the show wants to hear the points made clear. The African leaders making the policy right clear.
Of lands and co, but if I also want to talk about the aspect of youth, my colleagues, which I'm also a student.
Sure.
I think we are raising a generation of youth that believes that once you finished your studies and you bagged a certificate, which is a paper,
sure,
everybody owes you money. Nobody owes you money.
Okay.
You need to be able to show the society that I've been in university for 4 years, I've been in university for 5 years. These are my capabilities before you're ready for a job. So I think the youth kind of needs to get that rightly. Yeah, no certificate. There's no certificate in this part of the world, in any part of the world itself, that says that you are now a graduate, everybody should not give you a job. No. It shows that you've gone to school to learn a particular thing. So let's talk about the youth now who have gone to school to learn agriculture. We all know basic challenges of agriculture in this part of the world. Infrastructure, we all complain about it. How do I transport my things from the rural area to the urban area?
Yeah.
Even how do I acquire lands? Land acquisition in Africa, it's really, really tough. I have known of, I got to know of a land litigation case recently that has been in the system. It has been in the court since 1992. The person told me that. Since 1992. So that kind of a case, if a young man wanted to acquire land in 1992, and the case of the land has been in court since then, by now the man will be in poverty.
Exactly.
So land issue is a problem. Basic infrastructure is a problem.
Sure.
Access to fund is a problem. So all these issues we need to kind of analyze them. Okay, how do we move forward? And this has to be subjective. I'm not sure. We know we have a lot of common problems like in Ghana, in Kenya, in Nigeria, but there are some problems that are kind of peculiar to Ghana.
Yeah.
Some problems that are peculiar to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Probably moving agricultural product from Kano to Lagos in Nigeria might be easier, but I'm not sure moving agricultural product from Tamale to Accra is that easy as well. So we need to kind of subject these solutions. But unfortunately in Africa, we all just gathered within an ecosystem and we just analyze uniform solutions to problems that are quite kind of different in different countries.
So let's take it from the value chain aspect. You know, the African graduates want to say that I've been in university for a number of years. Even I did science, I did finance, I did accounting, I did administration, all that. My field should be the corporate environment, but I realize that it's choke over there. So I need to diversify into something new that could actually earn me a lifetime. What is agric? A very timeless joint or sector. The question is, we find that when I now enter agriculture, I'm not going to use all these old or third generation means of farming, the cutlass, the baskets. Has there been any conscious effort to transform the agri sector as at now, to now get to a level where technology plays a role? And what happens there?
Oh yes, technology plays a great role because, you know, it comes up with machineries and other systems that help in dealing things easily. And agric is not far from that as well. You know, when I was reading the last time and I came across IBM and Nairobi coming up with systems that can help easily identify soil and problems in the soil. And so you don't have to waste your time planting where it is not necessary or where you will not yield anything. And you know, we have drone also. South Africa, I was reading that the drone, the farmer will sit at the comfort of his home and have the drone watch over his farmland. You know, that makes it attractive, meaning that you don't have to wake up every day going to the farm to check the status of your farm. Some also have means of spraying, you know, water on the crops without any hard labor.
Sure.
And so, if one is ready to dive deep into it, there are mechanisms in place that will make the sector flexible. Unlike previous time in the olden days where you have to sweat to get it done, the work done, or your crops yield fruit for you. No. But this time, because of technology, there are easy ways of getting the crops, you know, readily available for you to make your profit. That is why even in the US, they have city farms. Why? Because there are mechanisms, there are systems that is making planting fruits in something small, not in the soil, in the air, yet it grows.
Yeah, vertical farming.
Exactly. And so you have to learn and dive deep into it to get this easy way out, for you to get your things done and make money out of it.
You know, many years ago, somewhere in 1963, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah created the state farms then. It works in Europe. We have state farms, farms which are specially made for young graduates who want to enter farming to have a place created for their accommodation, where they'll be trained, where they'll be visiting the farms usually regularly, and also fit in the commercializing aspect of the farm produce. But this idea died in Africa so many years ago.
Yeah.
There's a question: what happened to our state farms? Do you think there's a reason we, the youth, look out for these enhanced packages in our agric to get us fully involved?
Yeah, I think decades back, I would say in less than 100 years ago in Africa, there was no oil, at least no oil on an industrial scale. And I remember before the fossil oil, you are into agricultural aspect of that, you export oil, there are a lot of, big companies that kind of deal solely on palm oil. Then the fossil oil came. Then everybody became a petrol engineer, diesel and this and that. So I think it's a mind shift. The Nkrumah leadership saw something valuable in agriculture and realized that no country can be truly independent if you can't feed your people. China used to be dependent on US food, US this, and any time there is a crisis, US have to decide how many Chinese eats food and things. India used to have a serious problem with food shortage and co. But India sat down and says, listen, we can't really call ourselves an independent nation if we do not feed our nation. China, you have to feed your nation. US, you have to feed your nation. But in this part of the world, like you mentioned Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's time, there was political will to get things done.
Yeah.
And if you check anywhere globally, when there is a political will, things happen faster.
Yeah.
Than where there are, when there is a political will without resources, things here gets done faster than when there are resources and there are no political will.
Sure.
So here, I think that what the Nkrumahs did then, we still have far better did. But one major thing that we still lack now in almost every part of Africa, we didn't say every, because Eastern Africa is kind of getting different, like you mentioned. Uganda now uses drones and things. Kenya uses more of that. South Africa also. By majority part of Africa is the political will that is missing.
Sure.
The political will is highly missing there.
All right, there. If you just joined us. Hello there, and welcome back to African Student Voice on AAU TV. As always, we all know that the youths are really enthused about social media. That's where we are all the time. So we're posting and posting, watching and watching. How can we now link, so in attracting the youth right now, how can we link agric into social media?
Value without providing the things that will make it work. The schools need to train them to be practically oriented. It kind of even decongest the entire city, especially the capital city.
Yes.
Because you know that you need to be as where land is.
Sure.
And if your business is in Tamale, you wouldn't live fully in Accra. So, I mean, we're fully into that. But suddenly the oil came and we all just forgot everything that has to do with common sense. So, number one, we need to feel
is in there. Not that if there is a project work on agric aspect for the individual student, and even the institution having, a land for practicals, it's and even equipment for practical work, it will make the individual students or schools appreciate the agric more. And so coming out from the school, you know that, okay, I have a skill in agriculture to go and do, to have my own job, instead of coming to be on the
that South Africa, West Africa, East Africa especially. So the land reform needs to, we don't like having that kind of conversation because we don't want to offend the traditional rulers and the people of the land in any part of Africa here. But we need to have this kind of conversation. This land from here belongs to these people. Here belongs to that people. So land ownership needs to be clear. That is one of the major challenges. That's why people do not want to come and invest in agriculture in this part of the world. Some of them just want to kind of leverage on some of the lacks we have in our system. But the land issue needs to be solved. That's number one. Number two, there should be access to fund. I'm less than
graduates who want to farm. They will be given the right training, they'll be given the appropriate funds they need to go into any crop that's legitimate crops, basically. Farm for a number of years, make your profits, own your lands, leave that land to be there for those who don't have the funds to also come farm, make their money, go acquire their own lands and continue. Wouldn't that be a big problem solver for the entire concept? Because owning the land, as you mentioned, is one of the biggest issues. That capital is not there. What do we do?
Exactly. It is true and it is possible for the government to come up with such policy, because owning a land, like you said, is the big...
Modernizing calls for a lot of things. The access to lands, government policies, and the youth. It is about time we learn to appreciate what has been done already in agriculture. Let's find out. Let's not wait to find things happen. Things are really happening, we got to find out. Let's find these agricultural innovations on social media and stop looking at things we don't really matter on social media. Agric matters. So Joyce, you have to...
Health.
Sure.
Yes, but people don't know about it.
It's true.
Yes. It's anti-aging.
Sure.
You know, it helps.
I'm a regular donor. Are you a donor?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time.
You have to donate.
Please.
I think I need to.
Please, you have to donate.
For this one,
You have to be present.
I will have to.
All right, so it's very important. Joyce is the event. There's a blood donation is coming on quite soon. You have to make it a habit to donate blood. Agriculture is doing their best. You also donate blood. So today's show is really, really interesting as we talk about how to become modernize agric for the youth in Africa and how we could attract them also to agriculture. Now, if you're out there, you don't know what's happening, please do well. Or you go to social media, try and find out the new things which are happening in agric so far as Africa is concerned.
Sure.
Maybe you have to know what's happening. Thank you very much for your time for watching and your comments and questions coming in. My name is Adimo Chodako, your host, and I would like to catch you next time on your show, African Student Voices, as we always will.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AAU-TV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on. You are really on the front lines.
The organizing committee of the International Research Initiative Conference, IRIC, wishes to invite you to IRIC 2020, which will hold virtually on 18th to 19th November 2020. Watch this short clip for further details.
IRIC 2020 Virtual Conference Announcements and Call for Papers. International Research Initiatives Conference IRIC is an annual international research-focused conference that serves as an international forum for presenting and discussion of outputs of ongoing cutting-edge research efforts initiatives. Of researchers in the universities, research institutions, and